Hi, I'm Amee Parekh, founder and CEO for Stello AI. Stello AI is a compensation planning platform that has AI powered workflows. And today I'm joined by Justin Sun, who is a global compensation leader. And I'm very excited to welcome him today. Justin, thank you for joining us today and would love to hear a bit about your background.
Sure. Thanks, Ami. Yeah. I am a global compensation partner and have worked at multiple large organizations across mainly private companies in multiple different industries, from retail to technology and travel, and have seen quite a array of compensation software that's out there.
Yeah, and just a fun fact, Justin and I worked together at Expedia a really, really long time ago, and I have personally seen some of the wizard skills of Justin. So, Justin, thank you so much for your time. We're so happy you've joined us. Justin, what are the challenges that you see facing business leaders and compensation leaders such as yourself, especially in large organizations? What are your observations?
Yeah, I think being transparent around the methodology of compensation programs is an opportunity area. I think leaders want to know how you came up with that bonus multiplier, bonus payout recommendation, or LTI award for an employee during your mid-year or year-end review cycle, and to be able to see all that in one view, and also to understand the methodology behind those calculations in that same view. And I think that's where some of the great comp software I've seen allows you to do that.
Yeah, you're right. And what we have seen is not just opaque to business leaders, it's not opaque to even managers. Sometimes managers themselves don't understand, why is this bonus prorated? And my employee, did he join later part of the year, or was he on leave, or did he change job families? There are just so many reasons, and often HR policies change. And yes, ultimately all the information is available in some HR portal, but never at the click of your fingers, and never easy. So those are some opportunity areas we try to solve through Stello AI by providing really great information all in one place. So that's really helpful. Justin, what have you seen when it comes to managing top talent and some of the unique programs that companies have had to put in place to retain and attract top talent?
Yeah. I think retaining top talents always comes down to paying for performance and really understanding why an employee is rated a 4 or 5 instead of a 3, and being clear on what kind of behaviors and outcomes that employee must demonstrate to be one of his higher performing ratings. And I think the organization to have really strong clarity around that with their business results that they're saying, and both the what and the how of that performance management, I think are the ones that are really able to extract and identify who those top performance issue.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So now, Justin, I'm going to put you on the spot. Yeah. So without naming the company, tell me the most ridiculous compensation scenario that you've ever seen. You share one and I'll share one.
Yeah, I would say, I'm not sure if this would be, too atypical, but I would say in some compensation software I've used in the past, leaders want to see a history of what changes have been made to an employee's record. And there is a compensation vendor out there that I think a lot of organizations use where you are not able to get that information readily available. And also be able to see a log of comments that a manager or HR business partner has made in the system is very helpful once his allocations during your year-end cycle get rolled up to your top leaders. I think this is something I see as an opportunity.
Yeah, you're so right. I think making compensation decisions out of context and just looking at a number and point in time isn't helpful. What if that employee has received 4 increases in the past year? What if they've not had an increase at all for 3 years? So you really need that extra information to make really sound decisions. So thank you for sharing. When we built out Stello AI in the early days, that was one of the first things that we built in, because even I, as a HR leader, have always wanted to have that visibility and we come on the data. It's just about configuring it in a way that's easy to understand.
Yeah. You mentioned configurators in the business. We are not necessarily tech experts, and that's not necessarily where we're asked to spend the majority of our time. And so the easier that you can make it for someone who's not a system or tech software guru to make customized changes to the platform, the easier it's going to be to sell those changes to the business and really get the buy-in that you need for these system ways.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to share one of my own scenarios, not even related to software, but just how different employee behavior can be. This is for a very large tech company that I worked with years ago, and really brilliant employee in the management team and HR decided to, caught he might not be as engaged and might be considering outside roles, and they offered him retention bonus, a very, very significant retention bonus. And I think what was shocking to me was the employee looked at it and he rejected it. He's like, good money, seems great. I'm still not going to stay back. You can kick your retention bonus. I'm going to continue looking outside. So for me, that was like a mind-blowing moment that they wouldn't like take the money and even consider it and were happier to like refuse and be so out there that, hey, I'm not even going to, consider this or look. So I think there's a lot of different and
what was the reason why they didn't want to take the retention bonus?
See, that's a really good question. Now you're asking the really good questions. I think they didn't think the organization was growing fast enough, and they didn't think their career was growing fast enough, and they weren't happy about the pay positioning, and they didn't think that even the retention bonus would solve for it. But it was, very much out there. I don't know if you've seen such scenarios in your career, Justin.
There's some recent research I saw where I don't remember the exact consulting firm, but they mentioned that employees, when people say employees lead managers and not organizations, that's partly true, but they really do care a lot about senior leadership as well and how leaders at the top are making decisions.
Yeah.
And so while that direct manager communication is important, to your point, if employees don't see vision for the organization and it's not communicated clearly by the executive team, the employee is not going to want to stay long term.
Yeah. That was really helpful, Justin. This was so good connecting with you and I'm chatting with you, and I really appreciate all your insights and
congratulations on all you've accomplished.
Yeah.
You
Yes. We're very excited, and we're happy to bring new capabilities to our customers, and we really genuinely hope we can make a lasting and generational impact on the workplace. So thank you, this.
Thanks.
Okay.